Hello, my name is Mackie, and welcome to Flock of News Friday. And this time we have a sponsor. This Flock of News Friday is presented to you by the good old friends of LCS Fantasy. I'm just kidding, it's not a major sponsor or anything, but let's be honest, it's way better than the Saudi money at this point. In case many people don't know, the LCS Fantasy is back, and that means we people get to pick players from different teams and see how they do with the amount of budget that we have. It's basically like fantasy football or fantasy sports and any kind of stuff. And of course, I'm joining a community. I'm joining the Shy Knockers community, which I will put in the description below, in which you can join this community. Or if you wanted to set a blaze by yourself, you can do so. Now, before I get to the news, we're gonna have to pick some players. Now, this is for only the first day, and I decided to try to mix things up, trying to pick like one good player per team instead of having 2 to 3 and all the kind of stuff. And I'm doing this with a limited budget I have. So for top laners, I am going to start. I think I like this Gakkos guy. I think Gakkos has been pretty good, of course. I love Dokla, but not that in my forte. No Zamuda, no Impact, of course. Yeah, Impact is playing for this guy's toast, mind you. Camera freeze, but we'll move on. Let's see. Okay. In fact, let me just take this off. There you go. You're gonna just see me talking right now. And let's see. Fudge, Gakkos. You know what? I'm gonna pick a young Gakkos. Let's just see what Gakkos is doing right now. I wanted to see Gakkos play. Ambessa's kind of meta right now. So maybe I go with Ambessa here. Alright, so that is Gakkos playing Ambessa. Alright, for the jungle. Inspired, Blabber, Hosidodo, Hamback. I think it's time. Hold up. If I pick Griffin, that means I have to pick someone else. I think I have to pick Greg. I have to pick some other top laner, of course, that is not on the team. Okay, I will pick Griffin because I love the dude. This guy's making good content and all kind of stuff. This guy is going to be my ride or die, of course. And who do I pick as a jungler? Right now, I've seen a lot of, Malphite jungle. Is he going to be the one that could bring Malphite jungle in? Let's just see. I think he might do it. I don't. Maybe Jace? Jace jungle, of course, makes sense. But let's go crazy and go Malphite jungle. That means I have to pick a different top laner. Fudge. Unfortunately, Fudge will have faced FlyQuest, of course, so that defeats the purpose. Team Liquid will face off against Cloud9, which pretty much means I can pick Thanatos here. I can simply pick Thanatos here. Yeah, I can simply pick Thanatos, and I will let him play Rek'Sai? Maybe Rek'Sai or something? Maybe Zayn. Zayn is a big thing right now. All right, to the mid laners. Let's see. I could choose APA, of course. Zenny, my new player, of course, but I'm not sure he's doing well. Maybe I'll pick Palafox. Maybe I'll do the cheaper option and pick Palafox. What's the hottest meta right now? Ari, Aurora. Aurora's a big thing. LeBlanc. I am not sure LeBlanc is even playable. I don't think he's a LeBlanc guy to me. I am just simply gonna go a little bit more of Ari in this case. So I'm gonna pick Ari for the mid laner. And that means we go bot and support. Sven looking decently good. I can pick API. I can pick Yon, of course. Although Yon will have to play against he will play against Thanatos. So that pretty much defeats the purpose. So I wanted to have 5 different players from 5 different teams. I pick already a Cloud9 player. I already picked a Cloud9 player. I already picked a FlyQuest player, and I already picked a let me just see. I already picked a Lion player. So that means I had to pick a Team Liquid player and maybe a Disguised Toast player. Okay, easy. Oh wait, that's easy. I can pick Core JJ. Yeah, I can pick Core JJ. Why not? Vulcan is okay, but I could pick Core JJ. And for Core JJ, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of Leona. Yeah. And that means the last one has to be some kind of disguised toast or anything like that. Maybe I'll give Rael. Maybe I'll give Rael a chance. Let's see if Rael can pop off on maybe not Jinx. Please, please, for the one time, I would love to see you play Good Aphelios. We haven't seen Good Aphelios so long. And finally, for the coaches. Oh wow, we can't even pick coaches for this. Whew, this is amazing. For the coaches, I believe I will pick Inario. I will pick the ball guy. Why not? And let me just see. Does it allow me to pick Inario? No, I don't think so. Okay, I don't think it allowed me to pick coaches. So there you go. This is my lineup, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, I already have 5 players. Wait a minute, I already have 5 players. These are my 5 players. Yeah, these are my 5 players. What's going on? Yes, it said 5 players. Okay, oh well. So I picked Thanatos, Griffin, Palafox, Rael, and Core JJ as my 5. I hope it's my goal. I hope they can fix this whole thing so I can pick. So that is a fantasy, of course. You can go online on the link in the description below to join the Shinox community, or you can just forge your own, whichever works. And now it is time to get to the saddest part of the news, because this entire Flock of Friday is presented to you by the people of the U.S. government. Because right now, the U.S. government decided to take down people with visa issues left, right, and center, and it creates the LCS lock-in being a mess. How messy? Well, let's just begin with Dignitas, who decided to field mobility and breezy for the first week of LCS due to, unintended, visa issues. Unfortunately, no FBI Ignar to be taking place. DeMonte saying that 6 of the 8 LCS rosters are currently dealing with visa issues. Yes, 6 out of 8 teams. And Dignitas decided to put in mobility and breezy, of course, to play against the Lion team. And they were formerly the AOE sports from 2024 and NLCS. Yeah, so lots of denials, lots of denials. Now it says of course because of the slower U.S. immigration process for foreign players entering the LCS, and compared to previous years, applications now taking longer to review, with response times measured in business days rather than calendar days. And the slowdown further compounded by the higher number of U.S. public holidays between the free agency period and the start of the season, significantly reducing the number of effective days. Now, another issue affecting some tier 2 players, but not Dignitas specifically, is tied to the P1 visa category, which requires applicants to be recognized as internationally recognized. For those whose careers have largely been limited to North America tier 2 competition, meaning this threshold is more difficult. As a result, applications often acquire extensive supplementary documentation and are subject to discreditory interpretation by immigration officials, increasing the likelihood for requests for additional information and for further days. For Tier 1 players, the process also includes additional logistical hurdles, such as limited availability of mandatory consular appointments in players' home countries, followed by further waiting periods to retrieve passports once visas are issued. Taken together, these factors have forced Dignitas and could impact other LCS teams, which we'll get to, of course, to prepare substitute players for opening weekend, of course. So yeah, uh this is probably going to be the theme for the entire tournament of teams having visa issues and really, really messed up. Pretty much my rankings for the entire. Now, this is just only the first split, of course. This is just only the first split, so it's not as big of a deal, of course. And consider that the first stand tournament taking place in a lower tier stadium in Riot Game Studio in Sao Paulo, I don't think it's going to be a massive big deal. But for them, it's going to suck so much to see so many visa delays impacted so many players' practices, media days, and all this kind of stuff, which makes it feel like this is going to be a wild, wild split. And they are not the only ones. They are not the only ones. Team Liquid decided to practice with Philip and Hoarder, with Morgan having visa issues uncertainty. Now, it said that team who let me just see. Okay, so how Morgan is currently experiencing delays in obtaining visa, prompted the team to prepare the start of the season with 2 alternate top laners. Philip and Hoarder, with Morgan's visa, could be processed in time, allowing him to claim his spot for Liquid's opener against Cloud9. So this is yeah. Now Hoarder is a pretty much unique champion. He's a carry ODD champion pool, of course, with Jax games, Jace games, and Ambessa. Then we got, of course, Philip playing 15 competitive games with 4 Scion and Rumble. So different unique champion styles, of course. Most played champion connected with 3016 in his professional career. And Team Liquid could be doing some versatility with those two players, with Morgan, of course, playing mostly Ambessa, Rumble, and Renekton throughout 2025. Now, unfortunately, for Hoarder, he only played one game in Renekton, and Philip did not play Ambessa last season. So, yeah, this is kind of like you get probably a good player in Morgan, but now with the whole visa issues, you get 2 good players, but pretty much not a high quality as Morgan. And more visa issues is coming up. Actually, let me just see. Yep. All right. Cool. This is Kinzo, who's going to join Disguised as a substitute ahead of Lock-In. Now, of course, he's playing the court. He used to play for NLCL, and he is expected to replace, Kira as their jungler, but cannot, of course, do the contract database. Yep, that's more visa issues, by the way. And yeah, so he's a 23-year-old player from Conviction and then Dog Zero Dragon Steel, playing in the NSCL, and he's also a top-ranked solo queue player and would rank 2 in Korea, of course. So there's that. So we got Dignitas, Team Liquid, and Disguised Toes, and let's not forget about the whole Lion situation with Dokla replacing Zemedio, and you got like 4 teams having visa issues. And by the way, they mentioned about 6 teams. That is basically 75% of the entire league being plagued by visa issues. It is a mess. It's a freaking mess right now. Now, listen. Listen. When you're in the listen. I am not going to be talking politics on this entire show. This is not a political channel, but my goodness, the absolute clown show of the U.S. government has to be studied completely. I mean, if I were Richard Lewis, I would have to study this American government and all this kind of stuff completely. Because my goodness, and this has been going on for years. This is not just 2026 situation. This has been going on since 2025, 2024, and it has to feel like, what are we doing here with the whole rule of imports, of course, and the immigration that is situation? If we cannot put in the people who made the import rule happen, maybe we just scrap the import rule altogether. Now, I do not think that's going to be the solution to all our problems. Like, I really want to see NA talent thrive, but at the same time, this is not how we do it. We just saying government screw you up. Sorry, but that's not how we want it. We just want them to earn their spot, not getting earned because of circumstances that are not in their control. That's just suckish. And I feel bad for the players, of course. I feel bad for the teammates, the managers, and all kind of stuff for putting all of this together and then realizing that, sorry, dude, visa issues. That's rough, and it really hurts me so much. It really hurts me so much. And I'm not. And listen. The LCS Lock-In is going to be a fantastic tournament either way, but it's going to have a little bit of an asterisk because, well, this tournament doesn't matter as much in terms of like international status, and also the whole visa issues just making this entire tournament feels like a hodgepodge of like which good players is going to stay alive, because right now I feel like Cloud9 and FlyQuest are going to be the only 2 teams that I can think of that actually have a cohesive unit and can actually play well. It's going to be a really messy situation, but this is not the fault of them. This is the fault of the American government that we put in. And yes, by we, I mean the people who voted. It is what it is. Now, ThinkCard, good old ThinkCard, FlyQuest, speaking of it, decided to talk about the whole new FlyQuest team. The FlyQuest team that has Gankos and Griffin and Cryogen, keeping Masu and Quid for the long run. And he decided to do a little bit of interview, of course. A little bit of interview. He said, with a roster full of rookie, will this team be able to reach the expectations of success that have built up around FlyQuest? And this is saying it's definitely a long-term goal. I emphasize the word long-term goal because one of his sayings, I think he said it, of course, on his Twitter. I think I can find it. is that he said that every team is trying to play to win now instead of just developing for the future, which I think it's the short term pragmatism that is going on within the LCS. Is that they're thinking about winning internationally instead of trying to feel like build up in order to do well internationally. I recorded this on January 22nd of 2026. It has been 2,442 days since LCS has ever taken down a best of five Korean and Asian team in a best of five. And you're telling me that by doing all of the short term that we thinking we could just beat them this year? I don't think so. Let's be honest. I don't think LCS is going to beat an Asian team this year, which is fine considering the circumstances and consider the financial burden that we have right now. I don't think we're going to do anything much. And I think Team Card is thinking ahead, pun intended, of the ramifications. So, so he also continued that we're very confident in the talent that we've got. It's just a question of how much time is it going to take. Now, how soon are these players are competing in the international? And it depends. Gakko's just arrived a few days, so we haven't had a scrim yet, and all the stuff with CLG. And then, of course, you got Griffin, who also, by the way, played against Furia in the when it was allowed. And Cryogen, of course, he's talking about Gakko's. He's talking about the atmosphere. Apollo being assistant coach. So ThinkCard is pretty much saying right now that he is going to make this team a long-term project, which I admired him so much. We are seeing this right now in which teams are trying to do their best to win now. Win now. And I understand that from the purpose of if we win now, we can be successful. The problem is that is not how these things work. You don't see T1 being the greatest team within a single year. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication to do so. I can see this FlyQuest team doing well this year, but not well enough to compete internationally, and maybe give it a year or two to develop, to grow, and to see this team. I will see Griffin, do well this year. I'm not saying he's going to be the best jungler in all of NA by a country mile. That's for Blabber's situation. But I think he'll be like the second best jungler within 2 years. That's how I highly like him. He's got the personality, he's got the swagger, he's got the confidence to do it. It's going to take a lot of humblings to do that. But I will see, Griffin do well. I love Griffin. I think Griffin's my favorite player right now to root for him. And yeah, that's going to be the whole situation. Now the question is for FlyQuest, are they good enough to win the LCS? That's a hard stretch. Consider Team Liquid and consider Cloud9 are kind of like the favorites to win the whole thing, and they're like 1, 2, and 3 above each other. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time and a lot of patience, which is something that I don't think North America fans will ever take off. They need patience. They need time. They need time to develop and grow and have some humblings and pains. But once all of this is working and once everything clicked around summer, of course, then you can see the fruits of their labor doing well. Like I expected FlyQuest to do well LCS and then make it to Worlds as one of the top 3 teams. That's what I want. If that fails, we don't need to chuck everything in the bus. This is not working. No. Just give them a year. Just give them a year to have all of this working, and then we'll see the long-term project. But I expected this to be doing decently in 2026, could make an international tournament, and then 2027 will be the real FlyQuest, of course. That's going to be my prediction. And now for the third piece of news. This is from my friend David Shynock. I'm going to just open a different tab and talk about the whole David Shynock situation. This is not... I think David Shynock said it best, of course, around content. I'm going to go to YouTube right now and just go to different teams. Let's just go to all 8 teams of the League of Legends space and find out what's the current situation right now. Let's go to Cloud9. Let us go to Cloud9 League of Legends squad. Let's just go to Cloud9. Oh, okay. Cloud9 has done their content 2 days ago talking about the boot camps, of course, and with an arrow and APA and I will dominate. Okay, they catch it on. Let's go to the new team called Sentinels. Okay, let's see how Sentinels is doing in the content space. Okay, Impact decided to not retire and all that kind of stuff, and his World's experience. Talk about Impact. Okay. Sentinels are doing well. Okay, let's do Team Liquid. Let's just do Team Liquid. Okay, let's do Team Liquid. Oh, uh, Team Liquid. This is a jungle guide for the league season. You realize I'm recording this just days before your matchup against Cloud9, right? This is supposed to be day you're supposed to hype up the match, right? You're supposed to hype up the match. Okay, you know what? Okay, one team. Okay, just one team. How about this guy? How about this guy's toast? All right, let's just look at this guy's toast team. Okay. Okay, let's just look at this guy's toast team. Let's go. Let's go to this guy's toast team. Let's just go to this guy's toast team. Oh, 2 months ago. 2 months ago, and I don't know if their League of Legends team. It's there. Okay, this is bad. FlyQuest. Come on, FlyQuest. You gotta show me up. You gotta show me. FlyQuest. Oh, they haven't posted anything in a month since the whole situation, and they did their roster thing, and they did it a month ago. Oh well, this is not good. Boo. Shopify. Okay, Shopify Rebellion. Let's just see. Okay, Shopify Rebellion. Okay, you know what? Let's go Shopify Rebellion. Let's go Shopify Rebellion. Okay, they updated the whole thing. Great. They updated the whole thing, and they let's see the most recent video. Let's see the most recent video. They do Valorant, RLCS. What was our last league video? Zany joining the team, which is a month ago. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, Lion, you're supposed to deliver. Come on, Lion Gaming. You're supposed to deliver. Let's see what Lion is do. Okay, you impact video. Great. Impact video. Nice. Okay, great. This is something. This is absolutely something. This is the this is like the interview, of course, with Berserker and all this kind of stuff. But at least they're doing something. And this is, of course, where David Shynock's point pretty much comes to fruition. That right now, as of now, ladies and gentlemen, the LCS teams are not doing much content. Guys, I have 52 subscribers. I have done more videos on League of Legends than any LCS team has ever had in their lifetime. And the fact that we don't see any content from the teams that are in League of Legends just sickens me. We just got back the LCS just a couple of months ago, and the thing you've done is just like tutorials and interviews and all kind of stuff. Where's the hype around this thing? Like, I give the LCS credit. I mean, I'll give the LCS a lot of credit. They at least give us a hype video, of course. They give you the LCS's back hype video, of course. At least they get that at least it's something. But at the same time, it's just like guys, just give me some content, damn it. I feel like let me just speak this before I leave. I feel like right now the LCS are at the pinpoint right now of like, if this year goes well, the LCS will thrive. But if this doesn't go well, that is it. Cut your losses, burn this whole thing to the ground, and that's it. And the only thing that is going to make this sustainable is that content has to be the most important thing ever. I get it that players do not want to show up their faces and wanted to do interviews and all kinds of stuff. We get it. They're professional gamers and they wanted to do it for a paycheck. But at the same time, it is not that hard. I am doing content for League of Legends, and I'm also doing content for sports, of course. I'm in the middle of trying to do 60 Super Bowls in 60 days, which is on my sports channel, in case you want to subscribe. But even I can do that. And most of the times I get tired and being lazy, of course, but I have to do the content because it's something I wanted to do, not something for monetary purposes or anything like that. Like some people want to do it for monetary purposes. But I do content for the sake of content. I do things for the sake of doing things. And for the players to not even do the basic job, the basic minimum job to do, It just makes you feel like, what are we doing here? Why are we hyping? Like, look at Los Retatones. Los Retatones, despite the fact they've lost 3 games in a row, have gotten more popularity in a single month than they have for any LCS team ever. Like, Los Retatones would make LCS blush at the stack of numbers. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing as LCS people? Listen, I'm calling out the social media managers. I'm calling out the teams. I'm calling out the players for being absolute $1,000,000 lazy ass pigs. You are the pigs of North America right now. You are so freaking lazy that your mother had to just roll over to Los Angeles to even get her doctor's appointment. You are just so lazy right now that Zootopia slot from the police department would have done more work and a content creation than I've done. And right now, I can tell you one thing. David Scheinhawk can do more work for the entire year than you lazy-ass LCS people can do what? David Scheinhawk, if you're listening to this right now, we need to do a collaboration. We need to do a little collaboration with us. We can talk. We can do anything right now. If you are free, which by that way, you're doing work and all kind of stuff, but if you are free at any time, please contact me. Of course, I'm available nearly 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Most of the times I go out. Most of the times I don't do anything much. But if you are free right now, contact me, okay? I'm available, guys. I'm available to do whatever you want. If you want to do collaboration, if you want to do content, be my guest. But I will do more work for you guys than any LCS people right now. I can do more work than the LCS right now. I'm bigger than the LCS right now. And I don't have to do much. I have a webcam. I have a phone. I can do more work in a single day than you LCS people have done in 3 months. That's where we are right now. And there is one comment to talk about this whole thing, which pretty much, I don't think it hammers the point, but it pretty much done it. This is a screenshot from one of David Shauna's comments. It's from Shun12. It said, a lot of hobbies and scenes are feeling like this lately. There is a going through the motions to it all right now. Hypercritical, lacking organic passion / drive. It's been creeping over several years and seemed to have hit critical mass. There isn't much meat left on the board, David. That's just reality. I've been watching religiously since the inaugural split of the LCS, and I really don't want to give up. But there really aren't enough folks giving a shit. Like, listen, there's not even high schoolers even playing the game right now. Not even high schoolers are playing the game. The money isn't there, so there needs to be a more organic push for content, etc. Good for you for trying, but even when the money was there, the resources weren't allocated correctly, and it seems like all of the wrong people were making the final decisions. Sucks it seems like it really be over soon. And I think that person has a point. Right now, we don't have the money, we don't have the sponsors. The only way we have to get the money right now is we have to sell our soul to the Saudi government, and even that it may not be working. Like, well, congratulations, you get the Saudi money and betrayed all the morals. But does it make any difference? I don't think so. We are giving away money to the wrong people with the wrong hands at the wrong time. Esports is need to be taken with good people who knows how to do it, who knows how to make something, who knows to make content right now. It is hard. We get it. Listen, LCS right now. I love LCS. I love to root for LCS and do well. But dude, consider the lack of content, consider the lack of money, consider the visa issues that is dealing with right now, consider the lack of competitiveness around here. I just don't know, man. I just don't know if we're ever gonna get competitive anymore. And I'm just not sure if we ever gonna do well this year. If we get back to 100,000 viewership in the peak, so be it. But either way, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take all of us, not just the content creators, but the teams, the players, the staff, the people all across the world. You may not do as much, but you may have an impact to this year. That is what I want from this LCS this year, to make a freaking impact. And if we don't do it, well, we can just all watch Valorant at this point. Anyways, thank you all for watching for this content. Please go to LCS Fantasy and pick your teams and all kind of stuff. We will see you all tomorrow for the very first game between Team Liquid and Cloud9. As of now, have a good evening and c'est la vie.